Hello, hello. Happy first Friday of the month. It has been a very long time since I've been here live on this channel. These episodes are typically done pre recorded, but I missed y'all. I mean, we've got a great membership or program and platform, and I get an opportunity to talk to our members, but it's just something about talking to the public. It's maybe just because we've all been in the house or inside, outside. Anyway. I am here live, so you're going to get all of the ums and the strums and the things that come along and all my hand movements that I can't quite edit out. But I'm here on a Friday, first Friday of the month, which if you all like this, I think that I may do this on a regular basis, just the first Fridays live. Everything else is pre-recorded because if you want to see me live, you can just join our membership crew. But let me go ahead and get this episode started. Typically, I jump in with an intro that's something like, hello, welcome to the Passport to Maryland Cannabis Show. I am Keisha. I am your host, and I'm also the CEO of Explore Maryland Cannabis. If you are not familiar with what Explore Maryland Cannabis is, we are a community membership and outreach organization based here in the state of Maryland with a goal to build an informed cannabis community. So typically, when I do these live episodes, I let y'all know we're using StreamYard, which has been amazing for us as we have navigated through this in person, virtual, hybrid type of world that we live in. So if you happen to be watching live, be sure to say hello. I also like to toss up a banner to say, hey, let us know where you are from. If you happen to be watching the replay, go ahead. Let us know that you're here. Let me know that I'm not out here talking to myself. I know that I'm not, but of course, I'd love to hear from you all. And my question of the day, which I get to ask at our membership kickbacks and some of our more personal lives, is whether you are team indica or sativa. And if you happen to be team hybrid, you can put both of those images so that I know that's the team you're rolling with. But I am taking account over the next couple of weeks. We're going to see who's winning because I ask this question every time we go live or every time that we have a pre-recorded video. And you know, I just want to know. So, once again, if you happen to stumble on this video, someone sent you this via a friend. This is the Passport to Maryland Cannabis Show. Once again, I'm Keisha. I'm the CEO. I am super honored to shepherd and serve this community through the cannabis industry. I know that cannabis can be a bit of an icky topic, but don't worry, we're here to be your guide, right? It's Explore Maryland Cannabis. That's all it's about. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into our headlines. We've got a few different topics that we'll be covering. Of course, I'll talk about some of our events, some community events that are coming up, the job of the week, because we have a workforce initiative to get 100 folks employed and help them stay employable in the cannabis industry here in Maryland. And then I'll wrap it up with some parting words and see y'all next week. I think that's a really good one, right? All right, let me go ahead and get started. So, this show would be nothing without the support of our members. We have an amazing membership launch running right now. If you become a part of the Founders Club, you get one of these amazing membership cards shipped right to you. You get access to all of our events, beautiful lives like this where you get me talking and fumbling, and sometimes folks come on and share their stories. We have exclusive member events dedicated just to our members. Right now, we are talking about in August the cannabis education system. So if you happen to be someone who is looking to get a little bit more education around cannabis in Maryland, be sure to join the membership because we've got a chalk ton of items to cover around that topic this month. $10 a month gets you there. Everything lives in Patreon. And as we go through the show, you'll see some of the perks that members get that the public necessarily doesn't really get access to. So just wanted to shout out our members there. I'm going to head into our first headline. Shout out to Vireo Health. They acquired the local Baltimore dispensary, if you hadn't heard, last month to expand their portfolio and their footprint here in Maryland. So if you all aren't familiar with Vireo Health, they are an MSO, which is a multi-state operator, and they currently had one dispensary in Maryland, Green Goods, as you can see in the article, and they just recently acquired the Charm City Health Dispensary down in Baltimore City. So this article was published in the Cannabis Dispensary magazine. I'm going to go ahead and place that in the chat because I want you all to be able to get this information live and direct as well. I am all for growth, healthy growth. Oh no, you can't hear me? Hold up. Let me see. Let me check my mic. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. All right. How's now? There. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me check my outputs. Maybe I am off. See? When you do it live, this is how you know. Let me check my outputs. No, I'm all good. Kathy, let me know. Refresh your screen if you happen to be watching on Facebook. Sometimes it's a little bit off. But I hope that if this recording is over at the opportunity, you get an opportunity to just rewatch this. So we're doing this all live, baby. This is one of the reasons why I love doing the lives, because I can get feedback and interaction. But once again, refresh your screen, refresh your browser if you can't hear the volume, because I'm hoping I hear good. I hear great on my end, but sometimes it may not translate. So let me go back to the article that we've been going over. Like I said, this is straight out of Cannabis Dispensary magazine, talking about Vireo Health's recent acquisition. So that brings not only their footprint in Maryland from 1 to 2, but they also have a slew of products that hit dispensaries. So shout out to them. I'm sure they'll be doing some hiring soon. Second piece, I'd like to give a great honor and shout out to the Outlaw Report. They are local cannabis. It's a local cannabis publication that does an amazing job of covering our industry. And not only in Maryland, they do a great job at covering DC and Virginia, which are two very burgeoning markets that we are sandwiched in between right now, that are doing great work. But this particular article, I was very excited to see as it came down the pipeline, because I had an opportunity to attend this meeting, the first Maryland NORML meeting of the summer. And so one of the big hot topics, because there are, we get riled up as the cannabis community when it comes to our rights, when it comes to the things that we know we deserve as patients, as people, as taxpayers, was around the legalization efforts in Maryland. So there have been a ton of different articles that have been released, but earlier, late last month, early this month, the Speaker of the House, Speaker Jones from my district, said that she had full support. Let's pull this full page up. She has support for a ballot measure to legalize cannabis in 2022. The Speaker Jones said the General Assembly will pass a comprehensive cannabis reform bill early next year that will go before the voters' passage next November. So let's talk about what that looks like. That looks like a conversation that is happening amongst the General Assembly, which we've been having over the last few years. And so that reform bill was put together in a package. And my assumption is that they will reach out to community members, stakeholders, coalitions. We've had great organizations that have been pushing these measures, in addition to legislators in the state. And so it was very interesting to kind of hear some of the conversation and some of the community's output around this particular announcement. But I encourage you not only to read the Outlaw Report article, because it goes into great detail about the meeting. It also gives you valid links and resources to be able to do your research as well, because what are we doing here at Explore Maryland Cannabis? We are building an informed cannabis community. So go ahead, take some time in between the things that you've been doing. If you got a couple minutes, before bed, go ahead and inform yourself around the cannabis reform bill and what our speaker has been talking about. In addition to that, I want to point out, since we are live and we aren't recorded, let's see if they have a link to the actual Maryland, as where I'm going to go. I'm going to just search for it. But as Maryland's put together another work group to kind of workshop this topic, I just want to hop on and say, all right, y'all, we've done enough workshopping. There are a lot of conversations that are happening that aren't necessarily involving the most impacted population in the medical cannabis community. And I'd love to see more of a bridge. I'd love to see more of an olive branch. I'd also love to see more investment into this conversation, because when we have the same players talking about the same things, and honestly, a lot of it is what the initial budget and plan and taxes will look like. Let's talk a bit about how those taxes will then impact communities who have been affected by the failed war on drugs. I'd love to hear more about that. I'd love to hear more about micro licenses and opportunities for individuals who are returning to this population, who have been incarcerated for years upon years upon years because of a plant that is now being sold in our state, to have an opportunity at this marketplace, whether it's through a pathway as a career or through entrepreneurship and ownership, because ownership is important. It is super important, especially in this industry. So I just wanted to make sure that you all understood what was going on. And once again, shout out to the Outlaw Report. Head over to their website, sign up for their email list, get those headlines. They not only cover Maryland, they also cover, like I said, the District of Columbia and the Commonwealth of Virginia. So those are our headlines. I usually have a bit of a spiffy transition in between these, but since I'm rocking with y'all live, I'm just doing this all manually. Uh, Once again, if you happen to be watching live, be sure to let us know where you are checking in from. If you happen to be watching the replay, be sure to let us know where you're checking in from, because we kind of want to know where y'all going. We've got events that we've been planning, and we want to make sure that we get to you. We want to make sure that we are in your community. When I say we, I say Explore Maryland Cannabis. I say our community partners, because there are a lot of counties that are neglected in our 23 counties plus Baltimore City state. And we want to make sure that we rectify that for sure. All right. So I'm going to go ahead, drop a ad to, pay some bills, and I'll be right back. Awesome. Once again, shout out to our members. They are the ones that are driving the outreach that we do, and we could not do it without them. So, since we are off of headlines, let's go ahead and hop into our next segment, which just imagine a transition, y'all. The theme of the month. So I'm going to go ahead and break away from this share screen and talk a bit about what we are talking about this August. So, every month we have a theme. Last month we talked about testing and labels. The month before that, we talked about the endocannabinoid system. The month before that, we talked about cooking and nutrition. And it goes on and on and on and on. And of course, this month is no different. We're talking about cannabis education in Maryland. So when I talk about cannabis education in Maryland, or when we're talking about cannabis education in Maryland, we're talking about the entire ecosystem. So from the degree certifying institutions like the University of Maryland, to our certificate programs, to our community colleges like AACC, Anne Arundel Community College with Dr. Shad, shout out to BPA 227. That should be enrolling right now for fall, but we will talk about more of that as the weeks go on, and hopefully we can get Professor Shad on to talk about his program. I know I've done a previous interview with him that I'll clip and add on the channel so that you all can see how amazing of an individual he is. He's not only super driven by the plant, he knows exactly how to inspire others to be. So I just wanted to give him his flowers while I was thinking about that. But like I said, we'll be talking about education all the way from the top to what we are producing here at Explore Maryland Cannabis. As you all know, we host events and workshops every month around a particular topic, and this month is no different. You can find all of the events that we cover through Eventbrite. We also carry these particular events on our website. And of course, our members get access to these events for free. But this month, we'll be talking about job searches. We've got our social event coming up tomorrow, Battle of the Buds. I'll be talking more about that later. But when it comes to education, there we go. When it comes to education, we are really trying to make sure folks understand what it means to be a part of the cannabis ecosystem and what looks like a really great employee or great impactful employee. And if this is something that you want to continue to do, we want to make sure that we give you the skills to be able to get there, right? So that is my spiel for our events. But also, I got an opportunity to meet a gentleman named Adam on the Maryland Normal Call. And so he has an amazing website. This is him. Hey, Adam. I'm going to make sure I clip this out and send this to you. He created a website called Let's Enjoy Cannabis. He's got an amazing story about how cannabis saved his life, how cannabis has helped him be a better individual, just like a lot of us. Let's Enjoy Cannabis is his website, and he's got a section around education. So one thing in particular that I saw, hey, Adam, awesome, awesome, awesome. He lets you know about some of the educational services that he offers. But one thing's for certain is that he's created a Cannabis 101 curriculum, which is free. So if you are looking to get a little bit of information about an amazing plant, you can start here, right here in the community at let'senjoycannabis.com. I'm going to drop the link to Adam's course, Let's Enjoy, so that you can grab it later. And be able, all right, there we go, and be able to get your education started, because this month it's all about education, y'all. We want folks to not have to walk into a dispensary, into a job opportunity, into a conversation with your family about cannabis and what that looks like, right? Because no one wants to be left behind, for sure. I'm going to take a sip of my tea if y'all are doing well. I'm also going to check my audio because I want to make sure that y'all can hear me. All right, there we go. So I just want to make sure that my sound is good. Good, 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 good. All right. Check my time. Cool, cool, cool. All right. It would be remiss if I didn't talk about our amazing merch. Shout out to the designer of the shirt. We've got merch. We dropped merch this spring. These are the designs that we have. And of course, as we're talking about education, if you want to show your support and you can't quite register for a course or sign up for the membership, because I know it, I'm going to go ahead and single out and say this. If the funds are not there, it is absolutely okay. If you ever want to attend an event or program or support us, and your money's a little funny, as my aunties would say, go ahead and send us an email. Let us know. I have no problem sending you a direct link to attend an event if you are serious about being a part of this ecosystem. Because one thing's for certain, cannabis is a plant that grows for free. If you toss a seed outside, it is a weed. It will grow. So I think that in order for the community, this plant to be so self-sustaining and for you to be able to use it intentionally, it has to be on a community plan. So if you by any chance aren't able to attend our events because of cost, be sure to shoot us an email, hi@exploremarylandcannabis.com, or send us a DM or, an instant message. Oh my gosh, I just dated myself with instant message, or a message directly to us, and we'll get that link over to you just in case you aren't able to attend, for sure. But yeah, our merch, super dope. I have the shirt on here. As you can see, you can print that, it'll get shipped directly to you. And as I talk more about education, I also want to talk about something that we offer to our members. If you've attended any of our programming over the last couple of months, we've packaged it all up for you and have bundled it up in our Explore Maryland Cannabis resource vault. So our members get access to this resource vault. But of course, if it's not there for you, you can go ahead and check out what we have. You can get access to our workforce bundle. You get access to our cannabis careers in Maryland guide. And of course, there's a place for you to join the membership just in case, your heart desires. So I'm going to talk a bit about our Battle of the Buds that we have coming up tomorrow. It is a tug of war in tie-dye. It is a community event. At the end of the day, we want you all to have fun. So show up, show out, come out and have some fun. Our games start at 12. The event setup starts at about 11. I'll be there 10:30 if you want to come help out, throw some burgers on the grill, all those things. But basically, we're having a day of fun. So if you remember what field day was like when you were a child, do you remember field day like fifth, sixth grade, the parachutes, the tug of war? We've got a few of those games in addition to opportunities for you to meet others just like you. If you had the opportunity to go to our sunset sesh last month, we've got another one coming up this month. I'm looking around to see if I have any of the painted rocks that we did. No, they're in the other room, but it's all right. I'll make sure to drop a picture of them on social media so that you can see exactly what we've been up to. So, like I said, we're all about building an informed community, and that's not just through our educational offerings, but our social offerings. And as long as we can meet and as long as we can build together, in person, hybrid, virtual, we're going to make sure that you have the best experience doing that through Explore Maryland Cannabis. Mike, I see you. I hope you are doing well, because it is hot out here. You hear me? It's hot out here. All right, so those are our events that we have coming up. I've got one more event to talk about, Job of the Week, and then y'all are free to go. I'm free to go to the pool because, like I said, it is cooking. It is cooking. It is cooking. And like I said earlier in our show, we'll be doing First Fridays live because I miss y'all. I miss being able to interact. Pre-recording sometimes gives me super anxiety. So I much rather be able to talk off the cuff, make sure that you all can still hear me on this amazing setup that I have. And that's just my zone of genius is being able to connect and talk and be as authentic me as possible. So I want to be able to bring out the authentic you as well. Let's go over to our next event, which is the National Cannabis Festival. So, y'all, the National Cannabis Festival is coming back. It may be one of our second to last in-person events that we all can go to before things just start Delta variant it out. But in Washington, D.C. at RFK, they are hosting once again the National Cannabis Fest. I've gone in years past. It has been super great. These are the admission tickets. There is general admission. There's early entry. If you don't want to stand in line, there be lines, y'all. So if you don't want to stand in line, go ahead and get your early entry general admission ticket. Oh, that is sold out. I didn't even see that. My bad, y'all. I didn't see that. Okay. Get your friends group ticket. So right now, general admission is still on sale. The group pack looks like it is still on sale, but VIP membership is done. So if you haven't, yes, this is where you need to be. Wow. All right. So, of course, ticket prices don't include taxes and fees. You must be 21 years of age. I've got a question recently about whether or not you need to be a patient. You don't have to be a patient to attend this festival. One thing about Washington, D.C. is that the cannabis industry is under Initiative 71, which is a great adult use area without taxes to retail businesses and allows them to keep operating in the whole. But that is a whole other story. But RFK, hey, if you are free on August 28th, I'll be there. I'll be there with my Marijuana Matters crew. I cannot wait. But I would love to see you all there. Hopefully I'll be there and I can announce some good news as well. But Until then, I'll be there having fun. Come by, say hello, and get your ticket. Get your ticket because you see they're selling out. They are selling out. It's a great time. August 28th, I think, is going to be a decent weather day. So yeah, check out the National Cannabis Fest. Here is the link to the festival, which again is August 28th. So if you are looking to get your tickets, go ahead and get your tickets. This is the community connection segment of the show. Do you see what I'm saying? Oh my gosh, I had a whole bunch of tickers going and completely forgot about them. All right, so last but certainly not least, excuse me, I'm going to talk about our job of the week. And not only is it just a job, there are multiple jobs. If you are looking, let me single myself out here. If you are looking for a job in the cannabis industry, our job of the week that we are presenting to you, which I know I have an amazing banner for here. All right. Our job of the week is through an organization called Curaleaf. So Curaleaf is doing some crazy hiring. As you all know, they are a multi-state operator here in Maryland. They've got locations all over the world, by the way, but specifically in Maryland, there are a few positions that are open. So I'm going to just scroll. You can see you can grow with them. They've got a commitment. I know a few folks who work at Curaleaf that really appreciate being a part of the corporate side of the industry. The opportunity to be able to work for a corporate entity like Curaleaf allows you a little bit of networking power. So if there's, Maryland is where you want to be, let me pop on. Here we go. If Maryland is where you want to be, as far as this being your stepping stone, maybe you want to go out to California, maybe you want to move to Uruguay, right? Cannabis is all over the world at this point. Organizations like this are great places to start and also grow within. So as you can see, Curaleaf's got a ton of open positions right now in their cultivation side. They've got a grow technician, harvest technician. Typically, you're trimming, you're watching the grow. Facilities, janitor, custodian, facilities technician. You've got kitchen production assistant. So in Maryland, our edibles market has just arrived. There's a lot of heartache around there, but if you want to work in the kitchen, Curaleaf's got a position open for you. Their operations here, lead store associate, inventory planner, quality assurance, transportation lead, because in Maryland we do deliveries, packing, and processing. And last but not least, it looks like they are hiring in all of the dispensaries that they have in the state. And this also looks like a great brand promo position here. Field brand supervisor. Let's take a look at that. Field brand supervisor oversees our boots on the ground reps as the face of select and grow grassroots. Sorry, as the face of select and grassroots, you will promote and educate others about select grassroots products, manage store territories, collect customer data, and help sell through products. So, if you're looking to get out and about, this is a great position for someone who, you know, you may want to aspire to be and do more in the cannabis space. This is a great place to get your feet wet, as they like to say. So I'm going to drop this job here, but be sure to check out Curaleaf. They are not sponsoring this yet. Shout out to me. Shout out Curaleaf. Hey, y'all want to sponsor this job section? Let me know. But this is a great place to kind of, like I said, if you are looking to transition into a larger footprint, right? Check out a multi-state operator like Curaleaf, like Vireo Health, which has a new name, which I haven't quite gotten the tang down yet. I'm working on it, y'all. And other organizations, Nature's Medicine, which congratulations, Nature's Medicine. They just got a license in Georgia. Get your peaches out in Georgia. You can also get your cannabis in Georgia as a medical patient now, if you're a resident of that state. And dispensaries aren't quite open yet, but congratulations, Nature's Medicine. We salute the growth of the industry, whether it's through private-public partnerships. I'm all for everyone who wants an opportunity of this multi-billion-dollar industry to have a place to enter into it. So that is it, folks. It's right under 30 minutes. I hope that my sound was great. I hope that you all got through. If you happen to have any questions, be sure to let me know. You can send us, like I said, shoot us an email, send us a DM. If you see a program, because we got some things dropping soon, the costs may not necessarily be in your wheelhouse, but you still want to go. Y'all, I heard we have a pay what you can model for folks who are looking to actually take advantage of that. So be sure to check in. I hope you all are doing well. I hope to see you at the Battle of the Buds this weekend or at a sunset sesh or around town. If you happen to see me in a dispensary, don't be afraid to say hi because I'm too busy saying hi to all my friends working behind the counter. So until then, be safe, y'all. Be safe. Summer isn't quite over, but the craziness is still out there. I hope you are doing well. For our members, I will see you next week for our membership kickback around cannabis education. We'll have someone coming in to talk about cannabis education. And of course, all of our events coming up. You know how to reach us. You know how to reach us. So I'll see you soon around Maryland, somewhere.